We have seen Tyson versus Austin when wrestling was in its peak. Boxing is no longer in its peak, but tonight we get Tyson versus Paul. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling, and we are here to preview tonight's big fight. Who's going to win? The pretender, the fake fighter, wannabe boxer, Disney kid Jake Paul, or the old 58-year-old, no longer made of iron, pretty rusty, Mike Tyson, brother?
Granddaddy Tyson. Who's going to win, him or Paul? I'm looking forward to it. Tell you what, it's on Netflix. It feels like a proper one-of-a-kind. Well, I say one-of-a-kind. I think this will be the beginning of Netflix boxing, to be honest. But I like the fact it's on Netflix. We're getting it for free. There's none of this, whip out an extra $40, £40. And it's better than SmackDown, so...
Ain't nobody got time for that. But before we talk about Tyson and Paul, let's talk about the undercard. We're getting Katie Taylor versus Amanda Serrano. So, who's going to win this bad boy of a fight? We put up for a poll, 343 votes later. Pretty even, not much in it here. 53% saying Serrano and 47% saying Taylor. Taylor won the first fight, I believe, by split decision. I thought it was a bit of a dodgy call, but it was close. And I expect this one to be close, but Katie Taylor's got worse since then, and I don't know, Amanda Serrano I think's got better since then. Plus Jake Paul's got a lot to do with the card. Could we see some dodgy referees? Could we see him give his friend the W here? Maybe. I'm going to go with Amanda Serrano to win. In the comments, so Rafael Velasquez, what has he said? He has said Serrano wins the first, but people want KO. Not quite sure what he means by that. We're getting a rematch because we didn't get a KO or something. You very rarely get KO in women's boxing, so if we're going to keep fighting until we get KOs, we could be seeing about 10 fights between the two of them.
Well, yeah, you do like the KOs in boxing. It adds to it. I mean, honestly, I'm uneducated when it comes to this boxing right here. But, here, the numbers don't lie. It looks like Serrano...
The smaller you are, the less likely there is to be KOs.
Yeah, I get that. I'm talking about these two.
See when you look at the bantamweight division, right? Not many KOs. Look, see when you look at like the welterweight, you look at Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather. I mean, a lot of their fights, even though they were dominant, a lot of them went the distance. Manny Pacquiao, great puncher, power. People can't handle him. A lot of people heard the end of the 12th round bell. But in heavyweights, it's like, that's when you tend to get, the heavier up you go up, the more likely you are to get the knockouts. Women's division, very rarely you get knockouts. Very rarely. Which is a bit, and I think it takes away from the drama because, like, I think seeing the knockout heavyweight boxing, it's like no matter, you could have lost the first 11 rounds and you can still get sparked out. Like, see, before Deontay Wilder was absolutely shite, didn't matter how bad a boxer he was, because you always felt like he had a chance of winning in the final round due to his punching power. But that's not really the case with the women, so I don't think we'll see a knockout tonight, but I'm going to go with Amanda Serrano. Who are you going with?
I've only went with Amanda Serrano. It's a double for Amanda Serrano. I mean, is this the only match on the undercard?
No, I believe there's quite a few matches, but this is the only one that's really getting...
This is the only one worth a damn. So it's the only one we're going to talk about. So it's time for your main event. Bruce Buffer, I'm hoping he's there, or the other buffer. One of the buffers will do, as long as the train doesn't hit the buffers, folks. But 1.9k votes. Thank you all. That's an insane amount of votes.
A lot of votes there, brother.
A lot of mail-in ballots in there.
37 thumbs up as well. They are going with 12% only are going with Jake Paul. 88% are going with Mike Tyson. Right. Maybe I'll be regretting these words. Maybe I'll look like a moron. 5 minutes into the fight, first round, whatever, 30 seconds into the fight. But I purely believe that a lot of people are just voting for Tyson here because he used to be a destroyer. He used to be a world champion. And they're just basing it off the past. For me, Jake Paul's favourite for this fight. Mike Tyson's 58 years old. Sylvester Stallone, Rocky Balboa, they always said there was one great champion that could never be defeated. And that champion was time. And it might not be Jake Paul that defeats Tyson tonight, but it could be Father Time.
Tell you what though, Rocky did alright in Rocky 6.
He did, but then again, you got
That's a fake fight.
Yeah, it was a fake. That was like WWE, brother. And Mason Dixon did have a broken hand. Jake Paul, his hands will be working tonight, so we'll have to wait and see what happens. Look, could Mike Tyson catch him? Of course he could. 100% he could. I think the likelihood is that Jake Paul avoids any sort of real punishing shots in the first few rounds. Tyson gets tired, and Paul just wins basically by being active.
It's 2-minute rounds, isn't it?
Yep.
How many rounds?
8.
8 2-minute rounds. I mean, that's not an awful long time, is it really? But I mean, we've seen comments earlier on the channel saying that apparently it's in Tyson's contract. He's not allowed to hit him 100%. Now, I don't know how much truth there is in that, but couldn't Tyson just knock him out and be like, here, I only hit him 75%? Like, how does he prove he was...
Now, apparently, people are saying there was a similar thing with Tyson in his comeback fight against Roy Jones Jr. a few years ago. And people are saying the only time Tyson threw away any sort of power or velocity was when he went to the body. Now, I mean, we'll have to wait and see. But, you know,
I feel like that's the only way he can win.
Tyson's
not going to win on points, folks.
Tyson just should not be stronger at this point in his career than Jake Paul. Jake Paul fought Tommy Fury, right? And I know Tommy Fury's not, but the guy's in his fucking prime. The guy's he's not even hit his prime yet. Tommy Fury at his age should be able to punch harder than Iron Mike Tyson. A guy that, let's be honest, has done a lot of shit and, you know, not taking care of his body, and it's not like he's been super...
Should he, though?
Who?
Should Jake Paul punch harder than him?
I never said Jake Paul, I said Tommy Fury.
Oh, Tommy Fury.
It's not like Jake Paul punched himself in the face. I'm saying that Jake Paul, at this point, should have been punched harder in fights than a 58-year-old Mike Tyson punching him.
Yeah, but what you could argue is, well, Mike Tyson was the most deadliest man in the world at one point. Tommy Fury's a fucking Diddy man that appeared on Diddy shows like Love Island, and also didn't base his game around his strength. Mike Tyson was probably purposely...
Didn't base it around his fucking skill either, did he?
I know, well, he still won. But, I mean, Tyson's going to win. I'm telling you. He's going to win in the first round knockout. Well, he's going to go all out. He has to go all out. If he survives the first round after going all out, I still think he's got a decent chance at the start of the second.
Unfortunately, I am going to go with a late Jake Paul stoppage.
What are the odds on this?
Paul's 8-15, Tyson's 7-4.
What is the age, though, you draw the line, like, where Tyson becomes the favourite? He's 58.
Well, Evander Holyfield didn't do very well against Victor Belfort.
Are we looking at mid-40s?
Oh, I know. Tyson mid-40s kills Jake, surely.
So 50, is that where Jake becomes the favourite?
Yeah, but it's like, it depends. Do you get into your mid-40s by being regularly active and stuff like that? Or what's Tyson done? What's Tyson done since the mid-2000s? Probably did a shitload of drugs. I mean, he's probably been...
He looks good, though.
He does, but you know what? And you can give
Jake Paul does drugs as well.
You can give anybody a 6-month camp. See if they train hard enough, they'll look good.
Don't know if I'd look that good.
Nah, you would, man.
Giving me a sick.
Look at Tyson Fury. He looked like a bag of shite when he came back.
That's alright. I'll take on the win, Hogan.
You give him 6 months, and then you're like,
give me 6 minutes.
I'm going with Jake Paul.
I'm going with Mike Tyson. It's more hope than anything, but that slap in the press conference yesterday, that had Jake Paul wobbling. It was just a slap.
Yeah, and we'll see what happens.
Who do you want to win? Tyson? Both Trumpers.
I don't really care, to be honest. I know a lot of people hate Jake Paul. I don't. Well, fair play. They've made a shitload of money.
I think there's just more.
Congratulations.
I think there's more to be made of Tyson winning than Paul. I think Jake Paul's in a lose-lose. He loses, you lost to an old man. You win, you beat an old man.
Yeah. Anyway, let's get into the comments. Let's see what you guys think. Ben O says, doesn't Mike Tyson have decades of experience and training? Ira Burton says, for real? Jeffrey Mark replies, yeah, and he's old as hell. By that logic, all pro athletes should be 70 years old because they have more experience. Explain it to me. Is this supposed to be a flex or something? And I think Jeffrey Marks hit the mark
Yeah,
on the spot.
like the decades of experience and training.
No, at what's the crossover point where experience becomes you're past it? You know what I mean?
Like we said earlier, the mid-40s. You know, but look, Tyson. When was Tyson's last fight? Like 2004, like proper fight. Around that.
Yeah, I think it was 2005. Like I'm not Kevin McBride. Maybe I don't. It was.
And he get beat, didn't he?
I lost his last couple of fights
So
against fucking jobbers, and that's 20 years.
does he look in better shape now than he did then?
I mean, he probably is in better shape, but listen, man, I don't think people truly understand time.
No, I don't think they do.
I think a lot of people are fucking delusional, man. See when it comes to time. Now the strength is the last thing to go, man, and I totally get that. But for me, it's like I mean, look, Evander Holyfield, and he boxed well into. Evander Holyfield, I'm pretty sure was boxing. I think he boxed on his 50th birthday. I think he retired when he was 50.
It's Matt Hardy.
And like,
oh yeah.
Like Evander Holyfield he just looked shot. His timing was way off in that fight. And that's a guy that boxed way into his 40s. So Tyson, I just, nah man, see to me, I've got a funny feeling Tyson will be swinging and Jake Paul will be making him miss like crazy.
I don't even know if this is going to be worth staying up for. This could be sad.
You know what? I just hope it's competitive. I'd hate Tyson to legit look like an old man in there. But I think that's what might happen.
I hope he just lives.
Yeah, Beer Guy says, wish it would be Mike Tyson if it was 30 years ago. Jake Paul would be going to the Shadow Realm. I'll be watching that circus over SmackDown or Rampage. If it was 30 years ago, I don't think anyone would sanction this fight.
Aye.
We're talking 30 years ago, it's 1994. Jake Paul wouldn't fight Mike Tyson in 1994.
Hold on. Look at this next comment for Boom Bots. Realistically, Jake is about the 4th or 5th best fighter Tyson has ever faced. It would be a decent fight even in Mike's prime.
Boom Bots is either a bot or a retard. One or the other, like, but...
No, but you know why this is bullshit, right? See the fact that Tyson's 58 and we're talking about the fact that it could be close. He could win. He's 7-4 with the bookies. I mean, we're talking... Yo, Tyson 20 years ago is like we were talking about there. Yeah, he lost a few fights in a row. But Tyson's prime came like, what, 15 years before that? When he was a fucking machine. Killing machine. Biting ears off.
Tyson's prime's over 30 years ago.
Aye. No, you're right. This fight wouldn't get sanctioned in his prime. He'd kill him.
No, I mean, come on. Just look at Mike Tyson, man. It wouldn't happen.
No, you're right.
And to say that Jake Paul was like the I'm not going. Maybe I will go through the list of Mike Tyson's opponents, but like that's bullshit. I would imagine that if you take all of Mike Tyson's opponents, right, in their prime, every single one of them probably beats Jake Paul. Every single one of them.
I'd say so too.
And Jake Paul's still a bit of an... Even the shite ones like Danny Williams and Kevin McBride. Like, yeah, were those two shite? That was the last two fights that Tyson lost. But, I mean, Danny Williams lasted a few rounds with Vitaly Klitschko. I mean, Jake Paul wouldn't do that. I mean, there's levels here. I mean, there's fucking massive amount of levels.
And Jake Paul...
Danny Williams in 2004 lasted 8 rounds against Vitaly Klitschko. So that was his reward for beating Mike Tyson. A world title fight against Klitschko. And he made it to the 8th round. You tell me Jake Paul...
And Vitaly was the killer.
Here, and Danny Williams is a shite opponent. He's one of Mike Tyson's worst opponents of all time. And he made it to the 8th round. So...
Yeah. Ridiculous take. But I'm going...
Danny Wilson lost to Audley Harrison. Enough said.
I'm going Tyson.
Twice.
I'm going Tyson.
You're going Tyson?
I'm going Tyson to win.
I'm going Jake Paul purely based on the age thing, but make no mistake about it. See if this fight was happening in the 90s, it would. I don't even think Jake Paul would last 15 seconds. Unless he ran. I mean, literally ran.
I ran so far away.
If this fight happened in 2005, man, Tyson's last legit fight, Tyson would still fucking wreck him. But the fact is, it's been 20 years since then, and what's Tyson been doing? Time is time, and we're going to see time win tonight for Jake Paul.
God damn it. Anyway, guys, we'll be here for it. Like, comment, subscribe. Hopefully it's a good one. Peace.